Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars and Keeve YouTube channel. In this video, we're going over the Keeve nozzle. So did I invent this? No. Did I design it? No. Do I have any affiliation with this company at all? No. Other than I've helped them sell a lot of these nozzles. Now, the Keeve nozzle was not a phrase that I came up with. This was coined in a Facebook chat group with other detailing creators. Every once in a while in there, I will post about some cool thing that I just found on Amazon. You've probably seen it across YouTube if you watch YouTube car detailing. Across tons of channels have this nozzle, and it just works really well for showing hydrophobics, for rinsing a car for having a bunch of splashback, spotless rinsing, all those kinds of things. It's just a really cool little 1/4 inch shower nozzle, and it's about 10 bucks. The original listing I bought it from was about $8, but it only came with one screen. And now that's come back from being sold out, it is now 3 screens. I have 3 here because I just went ahead and bought 3 nozzles so I could have an individual nozzle for each screen. So I have to keep constantly unscrewing these and taking that little filter screen out. But as a 0.3 millimeter, a 0.4 millimeter, and a 0.5 millimeter screen, this is what the screen looks like. You can see the holes through it. Some are larger, some are bigger, which allows all kinds of different kinds of spray patterns. So here's the 0.5 millimeter. You can see right through the holes. They're so big. This is the 0.4 millimeter. Holes are a little bit smaller, but you can still see through it. And the 0.3, you can still see through it, but you see it's much harder. The holes are much smaller and there's more holes. This is very much like what my favorite spray nozzle, the Ely, does. You can see this is the head of that. There's a quick connect so I can snap it into my sprayer, but it has the screens and it comes with multiple screens. With each pressure washer, it can be different. Some allow more water through the pump without it running than others. Some are a little more free flowing, some are a little more restrictive. That's part of it, which is why we'll adapt this to a garden hose as well. My boy Franco, he did this already in a video. I believe he called it the Keeve nozzle in the video. He had issues with his Ely hose not doing well. And if you don't have the right pressure or in the right flow in your garden hose, the Ely sprayers won't work that well either. They need a certain amount to, just like the fire hose nozzles, or what they call it. You need a certain amount of pressure and flow to get them to do the right pattern. So he adapted this to work with a garden hose. It worked really well. That's going to be more enough for anybody. So we'll adapt that in this video as well to a Gilmore sprayer and see how that works. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a 1/4 inch quick connect male plug, and you have the screen on the front. You put it on your pressure spray gun or your garden hose and you shoot water. So before we get into the testing, don't forget to check out the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's have some fun. So here's our setup. We have a Craftsman 1700, which is going to represent your lower end models, your Greenworks, your Ryobis. The difference is all these kind of are a little bit different when it comes to this nozzle. The Active 2.0, we're going to try as well. And we have the AR630 up there. We have our Flexzilla hose feeding right in. We're using the active hose because it's a 5/16, so it's kind of between a 1/4 and a 3/8. So we kind of get that in-between hose size. So we have my favorite gun, the 22 Luck here right now. The nozzle, this is the 0.5. And I'm going to use the meter on the wall. We're not going to do the bucket test because I'd have to do that like 15 times for this video. This is what the flow is like with the pressure washer off. And the 0.5, you're going to notice that it is a very, it's not that great of a pattern. The pattern's good, but it's a very large droplet size, which some people may like. It doesn't have a lot of pop. As you can see, it falls pretty fast. Like if you're trying to present in a video, you're trying to show beading, you're trying to show water behavior, something like this will work really well. You can use this as well really close as a way to what they call dry with water. So the Craftsman with the spray gun, it's actually quite good for a smaller unit. It's exactly 2 gallons per minute. With the nozzle, the 0.5, the same amount, because it's not really restrictive in any way because the hole sizes of the shower nozzle are so big. Here's the nozzle before. It's not even measurable. This is with it on. Still not registering. So here's the 0.4. So there's your spray. As you can see, it's shooting out a little bit further before it drops. So you have a little more pressure behind it. It's a nice cone, but on the surface, it's kind of the same, except the bead size is smaller. And this one as well, you can dry just like that. These work really well for spotless rinse because with your pressure washer, it's already limiting it to 2 gallons per minute. So you're already at say what a CR spotless or what most medium-sized DI systems can handle, 2-ish to 2.5 gallons per minute. And you're gonna be able to use that as your spotless rinse. Works really well for that. With the nozzle, 1.9 gallons a minute. So the smaller holes, as you notice how it shoots further, it's pressurizing, so it's holding back a little bit. Can we get any PSI on this? No. Here's with it on. Still doesn't register. And you can see on the panel, it's not gonna be much of an improvement at all. You hear the machine. It's just not worth it. Just turn it off. So now for my favorite nozzle, the 0.3. So you can see here how much further it basically isn't even dropping within the screen. I'm shooting stuff all over the place over there. Is it actually registering 14 PSI on here? But I really like this spray pattern with this nozzle. 1.8 gallons per minute. So we've limited the flow a little bit more because we're restricting the hole size. All right, here we go. I mean, 16 PSI, it came up a little bit, but I don't see any difference. So the Active 2.0 is hooked up. Seems like the same amount of water, 0.5. Spray pattern is the same. You see us dropping off early. So I'm gonna pull this back gradually so you can see the difference in this nozzle as the flow is lower and how it reacts and why some people may think it's leaking or doesn't feel right. The cone isn't good. So you see that? And then as you add flow, see how it just look weird? If you don't have good flow, you got to have a certain amount. It's 2.1 gallons per minute. With the nozzle, 2 gallons a minute. So you can see the spray pattern is no different at all between the two pressure washers. There obviously is no pressure at all coming through this. I haven't tried this on with an Active 2.0. Let's see what it sounds like. No measurable pressure through here. So this is the 0.4 millimeter. You're gonna see a common theme. They all kind of look the same no matter what the pressure washer is until we get to the 630. There's that spray pattern, as you can see, dropping a little bit further out. It's the same as it was with the Craftsman. We have no pressure at all. With the nozzle, 1.9. It just all depends on what you like. Everybody likes different spray patterns and how, especially with a spotless rinse or something, how it reacts on the surface and the water droplet size. This kind of gives you that variety. So here's the 0.3. Will it improve the PSI at all since it runs 2.1 gallons per minute instead of 2.0 on the Craftsman? Hey, we got 15 PSI. The pattern, this is my favorite pattern. I'm telling you, washing out buckets, just washing things off, like you're in a garage like this where you're spraying a foam can and you're getting foam all over everything. I just go over here and I spray down my cabinets, no problem. It just works really well for that. With the tip, 1.85. So the Active 2.0 is on. Can we get higher PSI than the Craftsman? Craftsman was a 16 PSI. .25 PSI. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but dang near double, almost. Wow. 2.5 gallons per minute running. I didn't judge the Craftsman while it was running, but the PSI didn't increase much, so it wouldn't have been much more. All right, with the AR630 is now hooked up, we actually use the same Flexilla hose, the same active hose to make sure that the control is the same. And one thing you're gonna notice is actually the 630 has a little bit less flow when it's off versus the other two. This is the 0.5, and you're gonna be able to see that it seems like this stream is maybe a little bit less than the others here as well. Without the tip, yeah, like 1.8 gallons per minute. With the tip, 1.8 gallons per minute. So the 630 is on. Let's see if we can get any pressure. No. So 2.25 gallons per minute with that. And you can hear the 630 is not struggling. So here's the 0.4. Seems kind of the same. Maybe it's dropping off a little early. Yeah, I mean, it's It's maybe a little less than the Craftsman and the 2.0 for sure with the nozzle. 1.8 gallons per minute. See if there's a difference. Yeah. We're still not getting any measurable pressure, but there's definitely more water flow. It's the same as the other one at 2.25, but with the smaller holes, obviously the pattern is just better. All right, here's the 0.3. We actually have less pressure than the Craftsman 2.0 at 12 PSI. Still a good pattern. I could definitely tell a difference in the oomph. The Craftsman 2.0 definitely had more going on for sure. 1.75. Okay. And this is what I've been doing for a little while now. I've been running my 630 on with this nozzle. Yeah, look at that. We got some impact. What's the PSI? I mean, not much more, like 26 PSI, but it feels like more flow, but who knows? Let's find out what it is. It's 2.5 gallons a minute, the same as the 2.0. I don't know if it just looks better. They're both 2.5 gallons a minute. They're both in the mid 20s pressure-wise. Is it a placebo with me on the 630? Possibly, but the sound is way better. All right, now for the fun, because the biggest difference you're gonna see is when you use this with a garden hose. And like I said, shout out to Franco, he's already done this, but I wanted to show it. But the end of this has a threaded pattern, which allows you to adapt that down to use the nozzle with just the garden hose sprayer. And these are all over the place. I'll list a few below. Gilmore makes one, a bunch of others make one. They're called threaded front garden hose spray guns. So you have a 3/4 inch garden hose thread here that hooks to this. It also hooks to the end of your hose. Then that has a 1/4 inch MPT female. And at the end of this is a 1/4 inch female quick connect. On here is a threaded male 1/4 inch MPT that goes in here, connects them two together. And you have a lot of flow. So I'm gonna show you two ways. This adapter built to work with one of these, but also an adapter to allow you to use your pressure washer spray gun with your garden hose. So we have our pressure gauge, our 0.5 on here. I'm willing to bet that on 0.5 that we'll actually get measurable pressure. Look, oh my gosh. That is a really nice spray pattern. Actually still no measurable pressure, but it's mainly just all flow. 4.75 gallons per minute. Here's the 0.4. Look at that. Oh, we got 18 PSI. That is a really good spray pattern. Yeah, that restricted it to about 4.2 gallons per minute. So we have the 0.3 on here. Let's see what it can do. That's pretty nice. That actually is. And that's, wow, 40 PSI. That definitely means we have some restriction here. Maybe we're in the 3 gallon per minute range. We're actually dead on 3 gallons per minute. Good guess. Franco, I see what you mean. If you were struggling with the Ely hose for any reason, this is an equalizer. This really helps because it's so much smaller, the shower pattern versus so much bigger, concentrates it. All right, so here's how we hook up our pressure washer gun to our water hose. This actually has one more adapter than you need, but I don't have the right one here. I thought I did, but basically what you need is we have the 3/4 inch garden hose thread here, the male on this side, because that's what's gonna be at the end of your hose. I have a double female swivel because the adapter I'm using has a male. So you can't touch tips. I guess you can, but it won't help you here. But that's why I have to have a double female to allow these to go together. What you need is this in female on this end, female thread, and 3/8 inch MPT at the front. And then you connect that to a 3/8 inch quick connect that has a 3/8 inch female, hooks to that male piece right there. The gun does limit the gallons per minute. Let's check out what that is real quick while we have it here. Yeah, like 4.5, maybe a little less gallons per minute. Here's the 0.5. Still pretty good. No measurable pressure. Slightly less for sure than with the garden hose sprayer. Yeah, just right at 4 gallons a minute. Let's check the 0.4. No pressure, but it is a good pattern and it's hitting the panel well. We're actually a little less, so they're like 3.7 gallons a minute on this. Here's the 0.3. Can we do any better? No, we're at about 27, 28 PSI. Still really good though. So if you want the ergonomics, this is a way to go here. Yeah, we're like 2.8 gallons a minute. You have the Ely here. This is the spray gun. At the end, just like the one I showed you earlier, it has a threaded pattern, which allows me to put their quick connect on here. And you can see they have all the flow in theirs. I have quick connect hooked up to that adapter I showed you earlier. So now we have that pattern. We're just gonna go straight into the 0.3. Wow. Dang, 70 PSI. And the only difference is the Ely hose nozzle. And these things have worked incredible for me. Very few people have ever had a problem with them. I think some people that may not have enough flow coming out of their system may have issues. Like I said, you need a certain amount. But man, but 70 PSI? What's the flow on that? At 70 PSI at 4 gallons a minute. All right, the 0.5, can it get a measurable pressure? 12 PSI on the 0.5. So nothing else was able to pressurize at a 0.5. 6 gallons a minute. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I don't know how it is, but it outperforms every nozzle I've ever tried for a garden hose, but it's not cheap. Let's try the 0.4. This could be, with the garden hose, this could be the nozzle instead of the 0.3. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that's 25 PSI. Same as the 2.0 running, but that's getting like 2.5 gallons per minute. This is probably 5. 5.25, 5.25. I mean, wow. So just to show you the difference, this is the Ely spray nozzle. It's probably 3 to 4 times bigger the surface area. This is the 4 gallons per minute. So this is the most flow, the least amount of pressure. So it's like a drench. That's a lot of water. Now I'm going to put in the 1 GPM one. That's going to be the most pressure. And versus the ones that came with that shower nozzle, there were holes in the middle, but this having more holes in the middle and a bigger surface area, the cone isn't just a big circle. There's actually pressure points on the inside of the cone. And that hits hard. Yeah, that's 6 gallons a minute. So you can basically get about $85 performance here for about 20 to 25 bucks with the nozzle and the adapters that would take to get it to work with a garden hose and get really good cone spray, really good flow, really good pressure. Obviously you could use it with your pressure washers as well. Spotless rinse works really well. It just works for all kinds of different things, but it works really, really well. And I find cool random things from time to time on Amazon, and this isn't Amazon janky crap. It's gonna work well and it's not going to fall apart or break or anything like that. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check the links below for anything in the video, and I'll see you in the next video. The Keeve nozzle was a phrase that was, now the Keeve nozzle was a, now the Keeve nozzle was a phrase coined in it. Now the Keeve nozzle was a phrase that was coined in a, oh my gosh, patterns. Yeah, that was on the floor. So that's about it. So that's about it. Before we get into the testing, That's about it. I mean, that's pretty much it.